Say it with me now. Your business is an extension of yourself. It's something you created. And as an entrepreneur, it's how you move through the marketplace and how your inner world meets reality, which means how you show up, how you talk about what you do, how you perform publicly, and how you respond to your results are outward expressions of how you relate to yourself. When you are self-employed, your work, your marketing, your content, these are not separate activities. They're actually all macro expressions of your relationship with yourself being played out through your business, marketing, and client interactions, which in turn mirror for you how you express yourself and your creativity with others. One thing I hear is that a lot of people tend to feel performative and inauthentic when doing marketing and social media, when in actually what they don't like is the vulnerability that comes with being the face of your business. Performance is just how you showcase yourself in front of an audience. When you're putting yourself out there on social media, you're literally performing and presenting yourself to be seen and received by others. It's just happening through a phone screen instead of on a stage. Your performance is the culmination of your ideas, your values, your standards, and creativity getting translated into action. It's everything that you've done and have learned and how you show up that is being showcased. Your performance is the sum of these actions as an entrepreneur. And the results that come back are feedback, which are also a representation of the evaluation of that performance from your audience. Feedback is just neutral information that helps you understand specific aspects of your results. They tell you how that performance was received, what worked, what didn't work. And if you know what you're looking at, the feedback can also be used as an evaluation tool to help you refine, make adjustments, polish, and improve your performance. Results are useful if you use them properly. The process of evaluation and refinement is how one learns, becomes better, and improves their skills and performance over time. The trouble starts when results get taken personally and internalized. The post you did and put all that effort into didn't perform the way that you hoped. Momentum and traction take longer to build than expected. Your sales goals aren't met, and instead of being read as data that can be used to improve your performance, the results are being treated as evidence to reinforce self-doubt, self-criticism, and negative self-talk. They are treated as a representation of the entrepreneur's perceived value of self. It's important to remember that you are not your results, and that your results are not a measure of who you are. Results are just neutral information and feedback on your performance. It's easy to internalize results and take them personally and use them as evidence and fuel to beat yourself up with. And that's where frustration and resentment begin to build. Over time, this turns into shame, and the entrepreneur eventually begins criticizing themselves, and over time, criticism spills over into your work. Sometimes that spillover shows up as outright attack, dismissing your business, talking down about what's being built, highlighting what's wrong, what's missing, and what's not working, and minimizing your progress and not celebrating or even noticing or acknowledging your progress and wins. The entrepreneurial process then winds up becoming a two-pronged form of self-deprecation, attacking the work on one side and starving it of vitality and enthusiasm on the other. Eventually, the entrepreneurial process itself becomes an echo chamber of self-deprecation. All the while, the work still has to continue. Actions still have to be taken. Posts still have to go up. Offers and sales and conversations still must be made. But now they're being driven by resentment and frustration and eventually desperation, because the work isn't coming from clarity or conviction anymore. It's coming from stress and urgency, from needing it to work and trying to force it to. Potential clients feel that. Your audience feels that. And it repels them. What people don't realize is that they are low-key shitting on their business by underinvesting, half-assing, and disrespecting it while simultaneously expecting it to perform at a standard that they themselves are not currently even meeting. Momentum, growth, and progress will always be undercut by inconsistency, rushed execution, and quiet avoidance dressed up as efficiency and realism. So, a lot of your energy is being wasted being this way, and it adds an unnecessary layer of hardship over the entire entrepreneurial process. Running a business is a skill. Social media is a skill. Communicating your value clearly and effectively and consistently is a skill. Skills are not mastered by desire or pressure. They're achieved through practice, repetition, and that takes time. Proficiency comes first. Mastery comes later. Neither happen in days, weeks, or even in a few months. A lot of entrepreneurs are expecting massive success before they even achieve proficiency in the necessary skills their business require to be successful in the first place. Every skill has a learning curve. You have to learn what doesn't work so you can refine your process and figure out what does. Being bitter and butthurt about results you haven't earned yet is just putting the cart before the horse. That bitterness isn't accelerating your learning and helping you get better at running your business. It doesn't help you achieve mastery. It actually distorts the entire learning process and turns normal skill acquisition into vehicles for self-judgment, impatience, and resentment, which then gets taken out on your business and your audience. When shame becomes too uncomfortable to hold internally and project it outwards, you start blaming the algorithm, dismissing your audience, and you start saying the market's too saturated and unresponsive or broken. The moment resentment enters the equation and the relationship between yourself and your business and the people that you're trying to work with, the quality of your self-expression is going to drop. Mastery cannot be built from resentment and unlearned skills. Feedback is just information. It's neutral. Don't take it personally. Time, repetition, and discipline are not obstacles. They are your greatest allies as an entrepreneur. The mistake is turning these variables into weapons that you use against yourself instead of using them as tools to propel you with. Build the skills you need, practice them with care and precision, and stay with them long enough to reach proficiency and then eventually achieve mastery. Do it with enthusiasm for the sake of expression, not for the transaction and the result. Results will come. They always do, especially if you do what you do in excellence. They're not something to cling to or collapse under. They are mirrors of your performance. Use the results to refine your execution. Make adjustments with the information that you got from your results and continue improving and fine-tuning your process without dramatizing it and turning feedback into a reason for self-attack. Success is not something that you chase. It's a side effect of practice and repeated excellence. So don't block your success by trying to rush your success.